Hello there, Wildcats. Welcome to your geometry class. In this video, we'll be discussing about dilation. So by definition, a dilation is a transformation that produces a similar figure. So two of the most important thing that I want you to focus on is the center of dilation and the scale factor. And the center of dilation, this is where the dilation take place. It's like just a lump that it's just like a lump that projects the image. It can be a larger image or it can be a smaller image. And the description of dilation includes that the scale factor and the center of dilation. That's the two important thing that covers everything about dilation. All right. So we also have similar figures, and we have to make sure that your the length of each side. In this example, we have 8 over 4 that is equal to 2. Okay, you have to make sure that they are proportional. Okay, and another vocabulary that we'll be discussing here would be your pre-image. All right, when we have your pre-image, this is the image that is being dilated. All right, so and also if you are going to draw a linear measure in here, it's like if you draw a right triangle, so make sure that they are proportional, their measurement, the pre-image and then the dilated image, right? And just like what I did on the image that we have there. All right, next is we have to make sure that these are similar figures and then the measurement are proportional. Okay, and the pre-image, this is the original image, and then the image that you produce after the dilation process, we call that as the dilated image, or it's the image itself. It can be smaller than the pre-image or the original image, or it's a lot bigger than your pre-image. And the dilation, the area will change, okay, but the length are proportional. Now we also have your A prime, which is written as A, and then there is a comma on top of it, okay, just like that. If you are going to name, just like in our example in here, we have triangle ABC and then triangle DEF. Basically, the image there is DEF, and then the pre-image we have your A, B, and C. So you can also name D as A prime because A corresponds to D. Also with your E, you can name that as your B prime, and also your C will be your C prime. And the last vocabulary there, which is D sub K, your K there stands for the scale factor. Okay, D stands for dilation and K stands for the scale factor. All right, so in this one, if your center of dilation is at 0, 0, so we'll be using the corresponding length. What will be the scale factor? So comparing the image, first identify the image, and then we have image A and image B. So your image A will be that will be your original image, and then image B will be the dilated image, okay, which is the image itself. All right, so we are looking at the corresponding length. So maybe you can choose any of the point. Okay, so I'll be looking at this this side also. So you have BC and B prime, C prime. So we'll just look into the measurement. Okay, BC is like 1, 2, 3, 4 units, and then your B prime, C prime, it's 1, 2, 3 units. So what will be our K? So K is equal to, we have 4 2 over 4, that is 1/2. So it has been dilated using a scale factor of 1/2. So the question mark there would be 1/2. All right, so that's D over sub A 1/2. And then in this example also, you can because of this image, you can use distance formula. Okay, so the scale factor of the center of dilation is at 0, 0, and then what will be the scale factor? So we have to use corresponding points. So first point, maybe I'll be using what should I use as a point? Maybe on the B and your B prime here. So again, we only have to this technique only applies for dilation process that happens as a center of dilation is at 0, 0. So as what I have said, I'm going to use B and B prime that has a coordinate plane as 4, 2, and 6, 3. So I'll be using your x prime over x, that is 4 and 6. So 6 over 4 is equal to 3 over 2. Therefore, the scale factor here is 3 over 2. Even if you go and check and use another scale factor, let's say I'll be using C and your C prime, which will give me 1.5 over 1. Any number that is the denominator is 1 is equal to itself, that is 1.5. So 1.5 over 1, that's 1.5, which is the same as 3 over 2. So the scale factor here would be 3 over 2. Okay, so we'll have more example about dilating an image using center of the center of dilation will be at the center or the origin of our Cartesian coordinate plane, which is at 0, 0. Okay, so take a look at this example. Now, dilation in geometry, another example wherein the center of dilation is at the origin. So let's start with this example number 1 in here. So again, there are some technique that only happens at 0, 0. So I have your triangle ABC, which is 1, 1, B is 2/3, and C is 4, 1. And we have to find the coordinate of the dilated image scale factor of 3, which is a lot simpler because you just look into the image and then you have to multiply it by 3. All right, so let's take a look at this one. Let's see. All right, so first is you have to look into your ordered pair of each point. Okay, so we have to multiply it by 3, as simple as that. All right, so your A prime would be, so because that's 1, 1, so 3, 3. So your B prime is 2/3, that will be 6, 9, and then C prime will be 4, 1, which is 12, 3. So you just multiply the numbers or the ordered pair that you have, and then you can know, you can graph. Okay, I know that you have the idea on graphing already, so you have to graph. All right. So what is the scale factor of the dilation? Center is at the origin. So by just looking at this one, so we have to look for what is the scale factor, all right, of the image is now the green color, and then the pre-image will be the purple one. So we are looking at the scale factor, which is the scale factor is automatically greater than 1 because it grows bigger. All right. So yeah, you can just identify by just looking at the image there. Again, so the scale factor here basically will be greater than 1 because the image that was produced after dilation is a lot bigger. I'll repeat, the pre-image is the purple, which is ABC, and then the dilated image or the image itself will be A prime, B prime, and your C prime. All right, so your C prime would be, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, and then C is at 2, 1. All right, so I'll be using C here, and then using those selected point. Okay, so we can actually look for the scale factor, so which is 4 over 2 is equal to 2 over 1, which is scale factor is 2, meaning they just multiply the point there twice. Okay, even if you go and pause this video and then check on your B prime and C prime. All right, so find the scale factor. We have your A, B, C, D, E, and then A, B, C, D, E. So your image now will be the red because of, as you can see, you have your A prime. And then, of course, it gets smaller. Therefore, the scale factor here will be less than 1. So you can choose any point there. So I'm going to use D, which is D prime would be 2, negative 1. And then your D would be 6, 3. So we'll be using the X values. So that is 2 over 6, which is 1/3, which is, again, it's less than 1. So yeah, the scale factor here would be 1/3. So you can pause this video and check to any other point that you have there. So you can see that BC, and then we have your CD there. Okay, so that's 3. Your BC is 3 units, and then your B prime C prime is 1. So BC is equal to, let's see, that's 1, and then BC is B prime C prime is 1, and BC is 1, just to double check. So if they are proportional, so you can check C prime D prime C C prime D prime is 2, and then you go down to CD, that is 6, which is equivalent to 1/3. Okay, so make sure that the sides are proportional. So find the coordinate of D with this dilated scale factor of 1/3. So A prime, B prime, C prime. So your A would be 0, 3, and the scale factor is 1/3. So what will be our A prime? So meaning it goes smaller. So of course, your X will be 0, and then 3 times 1/3 will be 1. And then B, we have negative 3, and then multiply that, it will become negative 1, negative 1. And then C, we have 3, negative 1, that will be, multiply it with 1/3, that is 1, and then negative 1/3. So you can graph that. Okay, right. So that is now the ordered pair coordinate, the points for A prime, B prime, and your C prime. So you can graph. Will not be graphing. All right. On this is what will be the scale factor. Find it 2 ways. So this is a little bit tricky. It's a heart formation in here. Heart image. So the dilated image is the blue one, and then the red one is the pre-image. So we'll be using 2 ways to find it. Okay, let's see. So from C and C prime, that is 4, 12, and 2, 6. So C prime over C, that is equivalent to 4 over 2 is equal now to 2. So as we can see here, it must be greater than 1. So the scale factor is 2. All right, that's one way. Let's see. We have this area here, which is, the overlap. So that's the first point there. That's that I marked there. That's the, you look for the length of this 2 point, and then the first two of the red, and then the first two of the blue. So at 0, 0, we have your image here, the pre-image and the dilated image. So let's see. So that's 8. That's 8 unit. 8. So I'm going to write 8. It's a vertical unit, and then 4 for horizontal unit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 2 also. All right. So the scale factor using 2 ways is we have 2. Okay. So what if the center of dilation is not at the origin? Okay, let's take a look at this one. All right, so let's take a look at this one. So we have the dilation center is not at the origin. So let's take a look at this example. So find the coordinate of d sub 2. The scale factor is 2, and the center of dilation is at 4, 4. So we all know that we'll be looking at, I'm going to point it out there that the center of dilation is at 4, 4. So I mark it there. And your pre-image is at A is located at 1, 1, B is located at 2, 3, and then 1, 1, or your A is 3 units away from the center of dilation vertically. And then, of course, we have to double that. That will be our Y value there for our A prime. Okay, so you're horizontally, so from our center of dilation, it's located also, let's see how many units is that. So let's take a look at it. It's also 3 units. So from the center of dilation to my A, I'm going to double that also because the scale factor is 2. So where is our X and Y? It will be at an A prime now is at 2, negative 2. We have to do the same process. I'm going to erase that. We have to do the same process as to your B. Okay, so B is horizontally, that's 2 units. And then we also have to double that. That will be our X value there. And then vertically, it's 1 unit from the center of dilation. Double that. That will be 2. Therefore, our point is, that's our B prime. So our B prime will be 1, 2. We do the same as C. So vertically, that's 3 units. And then, so of course, we have to double that. That will be our Y value in our C prime. And then horizontally, what will be the X value? Horizontally, it's 0. Okay, so our C prime would be, let's see, our C prime is, that point there would be 4, negative 2. Okay, so the A prime, B prime, and C prime. So you can graph that, and you will see that it is dilated with a scale factor of 2, and the center of dilation is at 4, 4. So just connect those. All right. Let's see what we have here for our next example. All right, find the coordinate of D with a scale factor of 1.5, and then the centered at 3, negative 5. So I'll just move my video here. All right, so we have there your 3, negative 5, that is the scale factor, or the center of dilation. Okay, I'll repeat my mistake. Center of dilation 3, negative 5, and then let's see the distance of each point to the center of dilation, and this image will be dilated 1.5. So your point A Okay, so horizontal, vertical length or vertical distance, it will become, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 4 unit. Okay, then you have to multiply this one by 1.5. So 1.5, that's there. So it's 1.5. So your A prime would give us, that's 3, 1. So positive 3, 1. Now the same with B. Your B is horizontally, that's 1. So that's times 1.5. And then that's horizontally, vertically. So we have 1, 2 unit. Then you should multiply that by 1.5. That's 2. There you go. So our point there is B. Is a little bit tricky there. The intersection, that will be your B prime. The point there. Right. And C, we have horizontally, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we have that's horizontally 3 units away from the center of dilation. So multiply that by 1.5. And then we also have the vertical distance would be 1 unit. So 1.5, that's 1.5. There you go. And then we have that point for C. Take a look at where they intersect. There, that point there. So that will be your C prime. And then you just connect them. So your A prime, the percentage, that's 3, 1, and B prime would be that point there. So 4.5 and negative 2, and C prime would be negative 1.5 and negative 3.5. There. Right, next, show that D is the center of dilation and find the scale factor. So we'll be looking at the scale factor here. So that is the center of dilation, which is point D. So point D. So if you will just draw a line, it's a lot easier in here. So we're just proving that D is the center of dilation, and then what will be the scale factor. So from this point here, the center of dilation, you just draw a line, and then let's see if they are proportion. It's 1 and 2. It's 0.5. Let's say I'll just put my video here. Okay. Oh, the pre-image is the bigger one. Right. So your B prime here, B prime G prime is equal to 1 over your BG, which is 1 and 2. That's 1/2. Because the horizontal distance. So B prime G prime is equal to 1 over BG, which is 2. All right, so the scale factor so far is 1/2. How about B prime 270? Yeah, 70 is the center of the origin. So B prime to the center of origin. I'll just and then B to the center of the origin that we also have there is equal now to, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 7. No, yeah, 7 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 14, which is 7 over 14, which is also 1/2. So our scale factor is 1/2, as seen, and then of course our center of dilation is at D. Why we said that? Because the everything is proportion. Okay, that's 1.5 over 3. It's 1/2 still. Yeah. So even whatever you combine that there, we can solve that, right? So the scale factor is on this two image is the scale factor is 1/2, and then the center of dilation is at 70. Okay, so that's it for our dilation, guys. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And um, thank you, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.